Today I'm going to be showing you how to check your car seat before you go on a long trip. Before you go on holiday, it's a good idea to check your car seat to make sure it's properly installed and that your child is safe. So the first thing to do is to weigh and to measure your child. Make sure that they still fit the car seat. Check your car seat for the maximum weight and height limits to make sure that it's still suitable for them. Underneath all European car seats, you will find an orange sticker that will tell you the maximum weight and height limits for the seat. This particular seat is a toddler seat and the maximum weight is 18.5 kilograms and the maximum height is 105 centimeters. And while you're at it, you can check the date of manufacture to make sure that the car seat isn't expired. And next we're going to check that we install the car seat exactly as stipulated by the manual. Every car seat is different and you need to follow exactly what the manufacturer tells you. There should be no additions, no altering the installation, exactly what the manufacturer stipulates. An incorrectly installed car seat can't perform optimally in a crash, so it's really important that you install it 100% correctly. So the first thing to check is that your installation is nice and tight. Up to 1 inch of movement is allowed, and you test this by using your non-dominant hand. You put it at the ISOFIX point, so if you've got a belted seat, you put that at the belt path, not the top of the chair. You take it here at the base and you give it a firm handshake. Up to 1 inch is allowed. If it's moving more than that, you need to tighten your installation. So this is an ISOFIX seat and we need to tighten it. That was too loose. And to do that, we're going to click the seat closer into the backrest to get it nice and tight. And now we're going to recheck the installation. Again, non-dominant hand at the ISOFIX points. Give that a firm shake. Now it's not moving. That's great. And then we're going to check that all the indicators are green to make sure that everything is attached securely. Now we're going to check the recline angle. Your car seat manual will tell you which recline setting is suitable for your child's age and the installation mode you've got it in, and it will also tell you how to adjust the recline. So in most car seats, it needs to be fully reclined until the child is a year old, and then you start using the more upright settings as they get older. Next, I'm going to adjust the harness height to the correct height, and for that I'm going to need my child. Come, my love. Here. Come. In. Gonna pop her in. So for rear facing, which is of course safest for children under 4 years, the harness needs to be level with the shoulders or within 1 inch below the shoulders. Not more than 1 inch, because then the straps are going to start sliding off, and never above the shoulders for rear facing. So here we can see the headrest is squishing her shoulders down. So this needs to be lifted up. And for this particular car seat, you do that by raising it at the headrest. So now we're going to check if the harness is at the correct height. And now they're level with their shoulders, which is perfect. Strap her in, putting both arms through the harness. Buckle it in. And now to strap it, over here you can see there's all this slack here at the hips. And if we were to just pull it, although this would tighten, there would still be a lot of slack here. And in an accident, this can open up and children can be ejected. So first thing we're going to do is tug up on the harness, pulling all the slack at the hips first. And then we're going to pull the tail. And if we can still pinch it, this is called the pinch test, it is too loose and we need to tighten it some more. So I'm going to tug up and tighten it again until I can no longer hold onto this webbing. It's going to keep coming loose. So that was adjusting the harness for rear facing. Now I'm going to show you forward facing. Okay, so now I've flipped the car seat around to forward facing and I'm going to show you how to adjust the harness for forward facing. So if we take a look at the harness where it is now, it's dipping about 2 inches below her shoulders. For forward facing, the harness must always be level with the shoulders or within 1 inch above the shoulders, never below the shoulders. So we're going to need to raise this up. Okay, so now it's coming from 1 inch above her shoulders, which is right. And to strap her in, we're going to pop her arms through. Again, make sure that there's no twists in the harness. Click it in. Same story here. We're going to make sure that there's no slack at the hips by tugging the harness up first and then pulling the tail. If you can pinch the webbing, it's too loose. So we're going to lift it up and tighten it until we can no longer pinch this webbing. Next, we're going to check that there's enough space between a forward-facing car seat and the front seat. If the front seat is pushed too far back, in an accident, there's risk of the child's head striking the seat in front of it. So there needs to be at least 55 centimeters between the front seat and the car seat. This is 70 centimeters. We're good. For a rear-facing car seat, you'll need to check your car seat manual to see if the car seat is allowed to touch the front seat or not. For the seats that aren't allowed to touch the front seats, generally you need to at least fit one hand's width between the car seat and the front seat. Okay, and the last thing to consider is projectiles. Anything loose in the cabin can become airborne in a crash and become a projectile. So as much as you can, try and stow it in the boot, strollers, luggage, groceries, as much as you can in the boot. Then items in the cabin, very important to put your phone in the glove compartment. And if you have a tablet, to pop it into a crash-tested tablet cover holder, like the BESAFE tablet cover. Here we go. We're going to pop this into the tablet holder so that it can't become a projectile. This is the BESAFE tablet cover that is crash tested to keep your tablet safely stowed away. And you can also pop drinks and wet wipes and anything else you need in it. So here's a summary of the checklist. We hope you have safe travels on your journey.